For the past year or so, a big topic of conversation has been the hundreds of asylum seekers currently in our region after they were bused here from New York City amid what has been described as an immigration crisis.
After initially being housed in hotels in Cheektowaga under the supervision of DACA, migrants are now under the care of Jewish Family Services, being housed at hotels in Amherst. So what's next in the process? Right now, we are joined by Rosanna Berardi, managing partner at Berardi Immigration Law. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
So for anyone out there who doesn't know, let's catch them up to speed a little bit. What has the situation been and what do things look like now?
So a little bit of a change. So initially when the migrants came to Western New York, they were under contract by a company called DocGo. The DocGo company put them in hotels, arranged for food, vouchers, things of that nature. That contract has since terminated, and now Jewish Family Services has taken it over. And rather than depending on hotels, they're resettling the migrants into the Western New York community.
We were told a couple months ago maybe those migrants would be bused back to New York City. So this is a big update for us. They are being resettled here in the Western New York community. What does the word resettle mean for people who don't know exactly what that is?
So to apply for asylum status in the U.S. takes many, many years, and individuals that do that have a right to remain in the U.S. So the resettlement is really putting them in permanent housing, apartment complexes with family members out of the hotel. As you can imagine, if you're a family with a few kids, staying in a hotel room, not ideal. So the resettlement is really putting people in communities where they're able to live in homes or apartments, children attending schools. Many of them cannot work yet because of delays on work permits, but it's really having people more of a community rather than as guests in hotel rooms.
In the coming months, they will be getting case management services. What exactly does that entail?
So it's really, if you think about coming to the U.S. from another country, everything's brand new, right? How the system works here, how transportation works, how do you open a bank account, what do you do for school. The case managers really assist the migrants with those services and also integrates them into the community. Once they do get the opportunity to work, I imagine they help with work opportunities, again, bank accounts, cell phones, things of that nature. So we're really seeing a shift from temporary housing into the community, and they can remain here until the entire process is done, which can be years. The courts are really backlogged.
Now, initially, we were told New York City was footing that bill for the hotel stays. Is New York City still footing that bill for their apartment stays or housing stays, or is that something that Jewish Family Services is now footing?
Well, it's really all in the same. Jewish Family Services has a lot of grant money from both the state and the city, as well as some pay-for-play services. But anytime a municipality is saying, well, New York City's paying for it, New York City is the taxpayer. And I think we might be splitting hairs with respect to, is it the state, is it the city? There is some public funding going on here. And I don't know the exact details of the Jewish Family Service contract, but I can tell you there is some public funding going on.
Okay. You almost answered my next question. So there's a new contract went from DACO, the supervision, now to Jewish Family Services. What can we kind of expect in the coming months?
Well, I think we're going to see more of the migrants getting their work permits. So there was a time period in which they had to wait before they applied. And then once they apply, there's another time period. So I think we're going to see more people working in our community, which is great. And I think we're just going to see, when you drive by the hotels in Amherst or in Cheektowaga, there was some, law enforcement presence. I think that will probably go away as well. And, we'll wait and see what happens with the process.
Rosanna, I just want to clarify, you are not involved in being a lawyer, representing any of these folks legally, correct? You're just following this case closely.
That is correct. Jewish Family Services, as well as other organizations in Western New York, International Institute, Volunteer Lawyers Project, generally represent migrants in this situation. We are very fluent and fluid with respect to what's going on. We're watching it closely, and we expect on Inauguration Day for a whole host of new immigration news to come out.
Okay. Well, Rosanna, have you back then.
Yes,
thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on this afternoon and sharing your insight with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.